Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia. Welcome back to another faction preview video for the upcoming The Furious Wild DLC for Total War 3 Kingdoms. We're completing our round with the Southern Tribes today, as we will wrap up with King Mulu. King Mulu in the game is the chief of the Banan Ravine. So his playstyle focus is mastery of the elements. This is a very mythical tribe presented here in the game, and also that's his kind of presentation in the Romance of Three Kingdoms as well. He favors animals over humans, as you can tell from all the snakes he keeps on himself. And in game, he has a mechanic called Pride and Rituals. There's two components here. One component is his resource, which is Pride. You can gain this by defeating high-ranking generals or characters in the enemy army, and they allow you to gain access to multiple animal units as well as cheaper upkeep for those units as well. And then the other component is Rituals. So Rituals is another way you can use to gain Pride and other bonuses and penalties to your faction. And you need to conquer new regions on the map to learn these new rituals. And then every year, you have a chance to perform one ritual that will last you for the rest of the year, giving you a certain set bonus for your faction. In terms of reforms, you have access to economic reforms a bit faster. So the first column on the left, you have up to tier 2, whereas the military and diplomatic are limited to tier 1. You do have some of the most interesting, unique units in my opinion for the Nanman factions. First off, we have the Ravine Warriors. These are assault infantry, dual, axe, and club wielding units. They're given good against shield, as in they have shield breaker as one of their passive abilities, and they have expendable, which means if they get wiped on the battlefield and start routing, they will not cause any morale damage to the rest of your troops. So they're meant to die for you guys on the front line, and we should use them as so. Aside from them, we have two versions of elephants. We have a war elephant. This is available for all generals starting at rank 1. They're standard elephant unit, small size, 12 unit each. They do have slingers on the back, so there's a bit range component as well. You can have them on melee and range mode at the same time, where they will shoot as they charge up. And then once they get close to the enemy, they will stomp them like all elephant units does. And then moving on, we also have a more advanced version called the Southern Elephants. Oh, I have that wrong. Southern Elephant's the basic version with no armor, and War Elephant is the slightly stronger version, but they're both available at level 1. The unit recruitment capacity is a bit different. You get 2 limit to the Southern Elephants at the beginning, and only 1 for the War Elephants. So that's it for our unique units, and in terms of the character, Mulu here is enigmatic, wise, solitary. He's kind of this mysterious, shaman-like, druid-like character. In the game and in the books, and we can see that his faction bonus from his background is 10% campaign movement range and minus 10% upkeep for all animal units. That will include all tigers and Nanzhong elephants once we do get Zhurong and Menghuo into our faction fealty. And just a little bit about our character background. The world of men is barely a footnote to King Mulu. Nature is his calling, and defending it against those who threaten such ancient orders. Mulu is indifferent to the ways of people. Regarded as aloof and distant, yet this seeming disinterest hides a keen insight into the peoples he encounters. Should he perceive threats, Mulu is incensed and charges into battle with both loyal men and beasts at his call. So the starting situation is normal. If we take a look at the 190 map, we start out at the very eastern edge of the Nanman lands with one tribe to our south, and then we're in Han territory with Shixie's faction bordering us. This is not a terrible starting situation, but obviously not as good as Zhurong's, who has a safety of the edge of the map. We have to deal potentially with some Han threats as well as our task of uniting the tribes. So with that said, we'll be showcasing this once again on Legendary 40 minutes. We'll be doing an hour playthrough on 190 start before jumping into the 194, just to get a look at the differences. So let's go in and unite the tribes.
大王，您与天地的羁绊之深，必能感知到脚下大地的兴衰更替。中原祸乱频起，然则仅凭您一人之力，便可只手挽天青。拯救苍生，须得从长计议。各部族必须团结一心，听命行事。但您 必须先镇压族内的不臣之徒。近邻的交趾蛮横好战，而您也不惧挑战。长远来看，让他们见识到自己的愚蠢行径很有必要。告诉他们，若不跪服，灭族之日不远矣。还有朵斯大王，他软弱无能，没有自保之力。也许他在为大王效力时，能有更好的表现。除此之外，汉朝的戍边将领如悬梁利刃，对南境虎视眈眈。如若放任无事，必会为南境招来灾祸。士燮奉皇命守卫国土，不过他的存在只会腐化这片土地。一旦您的力量稳固，他亦必将与您为敌。届时，您当悉心守护此域。大王，汝乃72洞与野兽之共主，倾二者之力对抗敌人，领南境众部落齐心合力，则可稳固如巨树根于后土。
Alrighty, we're loaded up into the game, and we are the king of the Banat Ravines. So King Mulu, long have you defended with an unmatched power against those who would seek to corrupt and pollute the land. Now that strength is required more than ever. To unite the tribes against enemies within and without, the Han looms large, whilst the tribes threaten to tear each other apart. Unite them, Mulu, and let land and beast prosper once again. So conquer target ritual regions to unlock powerful bonuses for your faction. Due to your connection with the natural world, animal units cost less and are more powerful. So, first mission to destroy the Zhangko Tribes. Very simple, straightforward. And the one thing I don't like, or maybe I haven't figured out for Mulu's faction, is that even though our mechanic is Pride and Ritual, we don't actually have a tab that tells me where I need to go to unlock rituals. So I have playtested a little bit, and I know that taking certain Nanman land would actually provide that opportunity. But regardless, that is something that I'm a little bit concerned about with the lack of directions. Pride is pretty clear. You have -4 points of Pride decay at tier 1. And this will change as you move up the tiers. The amount is from 0 to 200, so each tier is 50 points. And in the first tier, we get 15% discount for all animal units. This is something that we will always have. And you can see here, you will gain pride after each battle based on the sum of the levels of the generals you have defeated. Now, the general in the enemy army is not a 1-to-1 conversion, so it's not like level 1 gives you 1 point. I believe it's actually 3-to-1. So level 1 general will give you 3 points, and level 2 will give you 6 points, and so forth. And basically you'll gain that point, and then there will be a steady decay, so I encourage you to keep fighting. Another way to gain pride is to unlock rituals and gain have 2 points per ritual known. So that's also quite nice. As you do pick up quite a few rituals, there will be missions that will tell you go conquer this land to unlock this ritual, but there's just not an overall list of where we have to go, which is what I was asking for. And having higher pride will also increase the power of ritual. So the ritual will show usually the maximum bonuses, and depending on what your current pride level is, the bonus level will differ. Obviously, higher tier will give you higher bonuses for the good things and higher penalties for the bad things in those rituals. Rituals are not all good. It's a trade-off mechanic. And then as you tier up, once you go beyond 50 pride, you'll gain extra recruitment slots. Animal handlers are the tiger units, so you get 3 more of those, and you get 3 more of elephant units. Also increase 8% damage for animal troop. This applies to the tiger slingers as well as our elephants, which has slingers on top as well, and becomes -30% upkeep for animal, as well as 8% extra melee damage for all animal troop. And these bonuses are just going to increase more as you have more pride. And finally, at the highest tier, you get +5 recruitment limit. This is in addition to what you would get through reforms and through your buildings, which you can build the military infrastructure and the conscription building chains. The 2 versions both have +1 for all animal type, and you can spam that to maintain your animal army. You also get 60% upkeep cost discount, so that's actually very high. And there are characters that are tamer characters, which we have showcased in some of our other faction previews, that have 25% or 15% upkeep discount for animal. We can stack those, and potentially you can run a free animal army with King Mulu, which seems pretty powerful. And you also get 24% melee damage, 24% range damage, and so forth. 12 points of decay overall at this tier. So that's kind of our pride mechanic. We start out with no ritual, so we do have to fight around until we get one. Very quick, we will. We only start out with Jelger's Lumberyard, and our first target is asking us to take the tea house, and this is the edge of the Nanman territory. And I think there's a couple of playstyle available. You could pursue some of the other neighbors around you first, or maybe go after Shixie right away if you want. I think they're all valid choices, since we're not in a rush to Confederate, because unlike Zhangko, for example, we don't get any bonuses in addition to the normal fealty bonuses. So if we just take a look, the neighbor's Ahuinan's bonus is actually pretty good, but I believe you start out with a couple of deals with him, so you might not be able to grab him that early. He has 15% recruitment cost discount for all Nanman units, which is very nice. And then to your north, you have the Zhangko Tribes, which will give you axe throwers, which is not that important. But Zhangko itself is pretty lucrative, and we also have a different tribe holding parts of Zhangko in Dongtuna, which gives us extra range damage. So you can see these are relevant bonuses, you know, giving us recruitment cost discount and giving us extra range, since our animal units all will have a bit of range on top of it. And to see what we start out with, we are familyless at the beginning in our court. We're probably the only faction without any family members. We're 21 years young, and we do have 2 generals, one that's level 3, even though the title hasn't changed. I believe the title only changed when you experience a level up, so even if you get a character who's level 3, if they don't experience the level up yet, you're not going to actually see the change. So whenever he levels up next time, we'll see this become some sort of other chieftain. The bonus for chieftain, though, is pretty nice. You get 50 stat points at this point for novice chieftain, or maybe it already increased, because 50 seems like a lot. And I think Li Bao, let's see what his actual characters are, because you can't tell with just the spelling. Li Bao, okay. So his specialty here for you is acting like a semi-unique general for you, because you lack one. You don't have a family member like Dai Lai, or like Meng Huo's brother Meng Jie and Meng You, or in the case of Zhangko, you have your sister. And you don't have that, so you've given a character who's a bit stronger here. And you also get +1 available army on him. That doesn't need him to be in the court, which is very useful. And then Mighty Knockback is also very nice if you have this general. I don't think it applies to elephants, I'm not sure. But for cavalry, it's a very good ability to have. And speaking of elephants, if you look at our character item, we start out with the only gold unique elephant in the game, the Southern Elephant. This is because King Mulu is actually the only character or general in the Romance of Three Kingdoms that's described to ride an elephant. He comes on top of an albino elephant and has snakes as pets and calls in the wind with his magic. And to use his magic, he used this bell, which he has in the game as well. So let's equip this on him. It's quite nice. You get 2 unique items similar to Zhangko, basically. The Zhangko gets the bow and the weapon. Zhurong gets the weapon on her brother. And Meng Huo gets nothing because he has the most balanced faction, so he doesn't get extra items. But in this case, we get 2 at the start, which is very nice. Extra authority is great for being a faction leader, which we have very bad authority because we're this very reclusive, aloof, animal-loving character. And that's reflected in our bonuses. Now, although we don't actually get to use Off Guard, because we do have our Elephant, which opens up 3 abilities, Gore, Stomp, and Trumpet. Trumpet reduces morale. Stomp is a very low damage splash damage attack, and Gore is more of a cone targeted high damage splash damage attack. They're not the easiest to use, and I recommend only using Stomp and Gore when you are stuck and can't charge through units, because both of them kind of target towards the front rather than all around you. So that's a good way to clear a path for you to get out. And Trumpet's just really strong. It's a nice 18 points of morale debuff. We do start out with quite a few items because of a pretty good draw here, and we're going to give them to our general. So we already looked at him. He seems to be quite useful. We can probably take King Mulu's weapon because is not going to be very relevant for Elephant Rider, but more so for him because he does have Rending Strike. And we will give him some more damage multiplier as well. Or maybe Replenishment actually, just for the sake of the army rather than for his own sake. And for our other character, Sneaky Chief, blow for blow, he does get counter espionage, which is pretty useless to be honest. Increased chance for ambush might be useful down the line, but I think for him we're just gonna fire. But first let's see if we can get some deals done. Well, we are still the strongest at this point without taking damages. And as you can see, we already have a few. We have a non-aggression pact with Ahuinan, and then we're at war with Jiaozhi. We can probably trade with Ahuinan. Oh, it's not very favorable. Is there a reason why? Just low opinions of this idea? I do want a trade route if I can't attack him. Or maybe I just give up on the non-aggression pact and attack him. He does own 2 pieces of land, but Meng Huo is probably going to weaken him. Maybe we will just fight him. Well, we're going to Dongtuna first, so we're not gonna worry about this at all. And this might mean we have no trade partners in the beginning, because I want to fight him, and I don't want to pay him either. Alright, never mind. We are not the diplomatic type, it seems. Let's just go to battle with our army here. So Zhangko Tribe, they do have a standard garrison, just a general, he's level 1, which means we should get about 3 points of pride, that will just decay away, pretty pointless. But let's jump into this fight and try to fight it cleanly.
人之未战，如风卷山峦，声势浩大，却瞬息即逝，既无方向，亦无意义。然而留下的窗口，却久久不能愈合。 此时此处，吾难免愤怒不能自已。我当如草中毒蛇，无论何人，无论何故，犯我族人者，必将中毒而亡。
Alrighty, so we do have another voice acting line over there. Terrain's pretty interesting, I like the hill. We can try to utilize that. Just get everyone. Ooh. Right, this is a tea settlement, so this is a terrace tea farm. We are in Yunnan after all. Beautiful mountains. Alright, we see the enemy. They have foolishly parked their troop down here. And we do have the Miasma Bonus. This was missing in Zhangko's campaign previous day, which I found pretty interesting. Whether his faction just don't get the Miasma Bonus for being in forest, which would be pretty bad for a Southern Tribe, but it could make sense considering he is kind of in between a Han faction and a Southern Tribe faction. But for us, basically we get bonuses. And since AI is smart enough to not shoot at your general, we're going to send our general in to clean out some of these range units, because I do want to fight this cleanly because we do have a couple of tough fights in the beginning here. Alright, they're shifting. Doesn't want to duel us. Alright, we do have Mighty Knockback, let's see how that works. Not too bad. The general is just like, excuse me? Alright, when we get stuck, or this unit in front of us, then use this. Oh, that barely... There we go. See, it's a forward bump. So if you don't have anything in front of you, it's kind of pointless to use. We're going to excuse the general again. We're just here for your slingers. And we're going to rack up some kills on the general, just because it does help our personal goal as well. I'm going to clean this up. These are probably going to... I'm going to get Mulu to leave. Elephant's not that fast. Oh, they put out some sort of formation. Not going to work against elephants. Alright, we're gonna kill this guy. He's done, right? Nope, not done yet. Let's charge through. If we get stopped, it's a big if. Yeah, I don't think anything is stopping us. No one's in front of us. Move. He's confused. He's like, you want me to stomp or not? We didn't even use trumpet and the morale's tanking. Excuse us. There's people getting killed. Alright, I think he's done. Come back and feast. Actually get these guys. And these southern elephants like, when is it going to be our turn? So you can turn on this, so you can fire. And we can move them forward. Since we did take out their range. We'll send in our range units. We can turn off melee. I'm just going to use the range to harass for a little bit. And you can see the slinger in action very soon. We'll just hit them. No need to be greedy. There's one slinger on each elephant, so it's not gonna be a lot of damage. It's just there thematically to not waste space, in my opinion. The elephant trying to run down one person as he hides in the forest. There we go. We back. Alright, we're just raining pebbles. They have shield. The other spearmen's probably easier to deal with. I'm gonna pull them back. And turn on melee mode. And we work just like elephants. We can fire while moving, and when we do get to them, we run them over just like elephants do. And we keep firing at nearby targets. Perfect. Perfect timing too. Roar. I want the elephant to chase away. I don't want the general to be killing our elephants. Alright, he had enough. It's the debuff from the ability. He's gonna bounce back though. Or not. Negative 91? Oh, he's done it. He's done. Alright, we'll just have our general chase them down. We'll let the general live because it's Confederated anyways. No point to actually kill him. And we're just trying to rack up kills on some of our troops. Pretty straightforward. Ooh, that guy's right back here. Mulu has killed everyone. Boom. Alright, can't outchase anyone. And Ringing Strike is pretty good. This is definitely a duelist in the future. It might be difficult to keep happy, but we're going to try our best. Alrighty. Pretty nice clean win. Got an Anzuri item, and we're going to Confederate. And that's our first tribe. We get 10% from commerce. Pretty nice, because there's a tea house too, so that's 10% right there. Want 4 settlements. We confederated, got their fealty. I'm gonna upgrade the tea house. Yeah, they're the same cost. They both will increase your income by 30, but here we'll get 10% extra because of the fealty, so we're gonna go for that. Nothing really happened here. We reached the 300 goal, it seems. We reached the tier 1. We also leveled up. Yeah, we just got over 300, so we get 10% armor piercing damage, which will be applied because the elephant has both armor piercing and regular base. This is probably the highest damage elephant. I think it's double the bronze version, about 40% better than the silver version, but it's basically higher attack. What do we want on King Mulu? Now, if he's just going to command elephants, technically we could argue for cunning, but I don't think we need any cunning. Having more ammo on these slingers does nothing. The damage is not on the slinger itself, it's on the elephants, so I don't think we got to worry about our retinue. We got to worry about King Mulu himself, because he's probably always going to be on this elephant. So having more health is probably the best way to go here. So resolve, and the other option is authority, because we do want to be a good faction leader, which right now it's not looking like it, but I'll unpin that. I think health for right now. Alright, so that level up is done. We have a character who's already unhappy with us, because he's already level 3. We did grab him from the Confederation. Disloyal and one-eyed, I think we can say goodbye to him, assuming he has no items. He does not. So we're just going to say goodbye. Don't think we need anyone there, and I think the solution for him is actually make him your tribal council. Oh, we have an heir position available that we can adopt if we had the money. Well, his bonus is not good faction-wise, so I guess we wouldn't adopt him. So I guess the solution for him is to stick him here. Which costs us 200 to give him 36 points. And we do want to keep him. He seems very promising with his background, so let's do that. And we gotta find ourselves a wife, it seems. And this is the assignment if we want him to level up. We probably don't, and he's not that good, to be honest. Ambush is okay, blow for blow is pretty bad. He can probably ride our bronze elephant that we will get from reforms, which we didn't take. Yeah, it's all spy related, his trait. I think for him it's also goodbye and cost saving for us. We'll grab this, pretty standard. And we might modify our army a little if we can. Oh, we can't. We can only get rid of units. I guess we'll get rid of a few. I like to feature more faction unique units, so we're just going to get rid of all these generic ones, and we're going to recruit some real units next turn when we can. Alright, and sadly I don't think this is... Oh, we see a new faction though. Well, then I probably shouldn't have deleted the units, because Yang Feng I don't think we're actually going to go to war with. Oh, can he give us this? Weapons are very premium. That might be too expensive, but let's say I offer 2 things. The bronze is only worth 1. It's worth 9. Are you kidding me? Wait, I thought the trade deal was worth 2. Wait, I could have swore it was 2. Apparently it's 3. I want the deal. We're poor. We're gonna get a lot of stone pigs back by confederating, so we're gonna get rid of that. We don't have extra food at all, so there's nothing to offer there. Alright. Hope he stays alive. Zhurong usually take a while to take him out, so we can probably get this trade deal for a while. And that's it. We're gonna make 23 this turn. That should be fine. Let's continue. We did build buildings. Alrighty, so we are picking up rituals. The ritual of the stone forest. It is said that Ashima have been forbidden to marry her love turned into a stone within the stone forest. This powerful symbol attracts many pilgrimages to the grey walls of the forest, and the site itself contains a strange power. So we pick up 2 rituals. I'll talk about this afterward. Let's look at the gameplay first. Ritual of the Elephants at max pride. So the bonuses here are showing max pride bonuses. We would get a couple turns, I think it's a year, so 4 turns I believe, maybe 5, of 35% construction costs increase, plus 1 construction time, but 15 points of satisfaction for all characters and 8 public order. Or Ritual of the Ox, which gives us discount construction, 25%, minus 2 construction time, minus 10 satisfaction, minus 10 public order. So you can see all these rituals have pros and cons, and this one kind of seems like it's in pair, and we have them now. And I think next turn we'll have a trigger for a ritual performance. And basically you'll randomly draw 4 rituals out of your entire list of rituals. You can get a lot of rituals during the game. And once you draw those 4, you can pick one to perform, and that will be your bonus for the next year. So in this case, we'll get both of these and we can decide then. The bonuses will be a weaker version of what we see here because we're currently at tier 0 or tier 1 of our pride. So we get these 2. And back to the story here, because it's nice that they incorporated some cultural elements here. So Ashima here is a famous story of the Yi, Yi as in an ethnic group. So we talk about Han Chinese a lot. Indeed, I think over 90% of Chinese population today is Han Chinese. But there are 55 other ethnic groups within China, and there are certain autonomous regions, including a region here that belongs to the Yizu, or the Yi people. And this is the Stone Forest. I actually been here a couple years ago on vacation, and it's called Shilin, or the Stone Forest as it translates. And it's stalagmites. It's basically minerals that forms. They're really tall, really beautiful, and magnificent. And the folklore within the Yi tribe people is that back then you had a beautiful girl named Ashima. And she was raised in a good family, and the family wished her to shine like gold, which is apparently what the name Ashima means. And when she came of age and it's time for picking out a husband, she actually has a boy that she liked for a long time, but he's a orphan, and his name is Ahe, I believe. And she and Ahe pretty much decided that they want to marry each other. But unfortunately, during a torch lighting festival, or 火把节, which is a pretty big festival for the Yi people, she was spotted by one of the local wealthy family's son, and he really liked her. And their family, being wealthy, came to her family asking for her hand in marriage. Now obviously, because she and Ahe already have this love going on, she refused. And the landlord's son is not so easily denied, so they go through a lot of trouble, giving Ahe difficult time, capturing her when Ahe is away, torturing her to force her to marry when she refused, and eventually she and Ahe eloped and ran. And even when they ran, it's the story, I believe the landlord's family sent tigers after them, chased them into a river, and eventually, after all that struggle, there's 12 goddesses in the mountains, and they transformed her into one of these stone forest pillars. And she became this goddess of echo, I believe, because the Yi people, they express a lot of their culture through songs, and it's what called 唱山歌, or singing the mountain songs, because it echoes through the valleys. It's a very beautiful art form, and then the echo would bounce off these stones, so that's why she belongs in this legend. And we start out right next to the stone forest here, and I think they're incorporating that into our rituals, at least a little story element. So that's a very nice addition as well. And we are on turn 2, so we can recruit, and we have capacity of 2 southern elephants. They are pricey, and then the war elephants even pricier. So getting those discounts is going to be very nice, because I believe Mulu actually is bonus is 10% upkeep. So with this, we're at 25%. But if you look at one with the beast, which is our faction mechanic, this is kind of the specialty. Every faction has one. You get 25% research rate to the one area where you're strong at. You get access to tier 2, and for us, we get 15 points of upkeep for all units. This probably reflects the fact that Mulu doesn't deal with humans very well, but this impacts our animal upkeep as well. So there's a plus 15 that's working against us. That's always canceled out by this, but we only get 10% additional here. So they're pricey, and we need to work our way through to make sure that animals are cheap. But even at this price, we're gonna go for it. Recruit. We're gonna go get our elephants, and then on him, I think we're gonna go for the Ravine Warriors, and these are the expendable warriors who's good against shield units because they have axe. And there's gonna be a bunch of Naman warriors on the field, so I figure it's gonna be good. Just give us a little bit of number and something to show on the battlefield, and that's our money. We're gonna let them rest up because I actually don't know where we should fight. We are not at war with anyone, not even Shixie down here. I think the choice is yours. We have a relationship with them, obviously you can cancel. The tricky thing about Ahuinan is Ahuinan also has a territory here. Because if you remember our Zhorong or Menghuo campaigns, he has 2 pieces. So Menghuo would take this turn and then come down to fight him. So even if we take this, we have to take another piece to get his fealty. And we could mess that up. Let's say we take this, Zhorong or Menghuo takes that, then they get the fealty and we did all the work. So we might just want to leave them alone and go towards Zhangko, who features a lot of commerce income. Because if we look over here, Duosi, the Zhangko Tribes, and Dongtuna, it's a tea house, trade port, and a settlement. So very useful for our income. And we don't have a current settlement. So if we take Zhangko, as many of you have mentioned in Shamoke's video, we can have Zhangko as our capital, which will give us bonuses in the future. Which isn't as important because we don't have Emperor seat, if you remember correctly. So those bonuses are not going to really apply. But it does dictate where you can trade, and having a trade port obviously is nice. We can just continue here. There's not much for us to do at this point. Alright, and we have the rituals. I don't know if it's every winter. We might be able to find out in this preview. We have a total of possible 8. We have 2 of them right now. So when we have all 8, technically we should be getting 4 points of pride every turn from rituals, right? Because we get 2 for 2 times 2 right now. You can get up to 16 points of pride per turn if we get all the rituals, which will counteract all decays, as you can see. So collecting these rituals is going to keep you at the highest tier of pride, even if you don't want to fight enemy generals. So it's not hard to get your pride up, you just got to find those rituals. And we get to pick one. They last 4 turns, so not 5, not the whole year, but most of the year. Perhaps, you know, maybe you pray at every winter for the next whole year. And you can see the level right now is lower than what we've seen because we're only at tier 1. I think we want this because we only have 1 general to keep happy, and -3 public order doesn't hurt us that much, and we get save a little bit of money. So let's go with that. Okay, so there is some direction for us. If we want to unlock the ritual of the fish, which gives us population growth and food production at the cost of income, we gotta go take Zhangko, Wulian, so basically the trade port. And if we look at how this is looking, but it's probably gonna take us 3 turns to get there. We'll lose 10%, so it's probably gonna be more like, we'll be at 13%, trying to recover 50% of our health. So 4 turnish. We won't be at full health when we get there, but we'll be close, so maybe we'll just go for it. Oh, 4 turns. So we might actually be close to our full health. Yeah, it'll be okay. Not a big deal. Some new characters in the court. I guess we can keep a lookout for anyone with a good assignment, because we do have an open one. Government authority, I believe, is 15 points of public order. This is not bad, honestly, but I don't think I need him right now. I'm looking more for a Simon character. Nope, nothing. So we'll save a bit of money and just keep going. I believe construction is done next turn. So let's continue. Alrighty, and Ahuinan is getting attacked by Menghuo. So that's why I didn't trade with him, because 1, I wasn't sure if I was going to attack him, and 2, I know that Menghuo and Zhurong attacks him as part of their dating mission chain, so gotta stay out of their way. So our replenishment is still 11%. I think if we enter in the settlement, we actually can get a little bit higher. Yeah, that would help us a little bit. We don't need that little bit of movement. It wouldn't make a difference in the grand scheme of things. And I want to keep upgrading because you do get a bigger retinue here at this jump. And we save a bit more money because it's a little bit more expensive for the level 3 upgrade. Once again, no characters, nothing to do. Let's continue. Alrighty, and we have a level up, I believe, on our leader. And we have changed from the mythical one to the Enigma of the Valleys. We get explosive ability that we can't use, but it replaced the other one. Alright, we had another one. This one we had. I thought we had another one called like Expose. Not Expose. It was called something else. It had a shoe symbol. I thought it was like a movement speed debuff. This one feels like a armor debuff. but we're never really going to use this. We get 15 points of upkeep discount for animals, get some more resolve, which is very useful, and more charge bonus for elephants. We're going to pick up more resolve. I want to try to force out some resolve traits, potentially stubborn for unbreakable. Alright, we're gonna keep moving, and that's all we can do, so let's continue. Meng Huo wants us to pay him for non-aggression. Can we negotiate this? Oh, that's really high. That's really high. I mean, just come at us if you want. You have to go through Ahuinan first. Reject. Alright, so we did get our first reform. That means we have to unlock the next tier, and it seems like we did a good job upgrading the T first, because the T is actually the requirement for the economic breakthrough. Let's see what the other one should be, like 10 factions. 3 armies and 10 factions. We actually know 10 factions because we border the Han factions, so we actually see a lot more factions. And we unlock basically the economic and the political side. If we want to go for either one, we have that option now. And we probably want to build up our economy, but trading with potentially Shixie might be very lucrative. Let's get more commerce and silk and spice, and then see if we can get some trade routes with the Han factions as we fight the Nanman. We got ourselves a war elephant. I think I'm going to keep him on foot though. Rending Strike is quite nice and Mighty Knockback, and we'll just reserve that elephant for our 3rd general, which, wow. There seems to be a lot of candidates. Captain. Mustering turn. Night battle. I think we found our men. Alright, we'll keep that in mind. Because night battle is not just taking away reinforcements, you're also limiting the enemy's morale by a huge chunk. Alright, he's a winner. Wu Bin Su. Okay, so you are here. Who don't you like? Mulu. I mean, I don't think many people like Mulu, but I don't care. You gotta come in. He doesn't need units right now. We'll give him an item. Sure, just for happiness sake. And I'll give him an elephant, because I don't. Southern Wrath is not bad, but elephant's just really good. Perfect. And we'll march up to the edge. Get that last turn of replenishment before we move into enemy territory. We're not going to be full, but close enough. And then we'll fight them in a while. Alright, that's it. Let's continue. And 4 turns up, just like that. And we're going to pick from our existing ones. And I think at this point we stick to it, because we're not done building it. Alright. Oh yeah, we'll just declare war. That's a fast movement. What happened to the road conditions over here? Apparently roads here is really bad, but here we can move so much. We can't reach him, but we can reach him next turn. He knows what's up. Yeah, we'll use that bonus to build this up, and then we can probably switch over. Alright, not much happening. Let's continue. And silly Dong Tunat, thinking that our animals are small in number, marches army out to fight us on the open field rather than sticking inside a trade port. Okay, he wishes death and we will grant it. Alrighty, so we're loaded up in here, plenty of forests, reinforcement incoming. I think I'm gonna just have our generals... Actually, do I trust him to solo the reinforcement? Might be risky, but we'll give him a shot to prove himself. The rest of our armies can just... I guess we can't just hide because they're probably going to be stashed over here. And we need to move our men up. Charge! Clean out the units! We're just here to kill these, actually. Roar! Probably should have roared outside before we ran into all that clump, and now we're kind of like stuck. Turn? It's easy to route them here because they just leave. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, perfect. Too bad the trumpet effect is gonna die down. I should have just gone for this big clump right after. That's not too late. I don't think it's too late. Okay, okay. They got company. Do I want to lead them back? Like, my question is, I can probably just solo them. Like, 20 seconds, and then we got trumpet again. Just make sure he doesn't get stuck. Oh, he's really fast, isn't he? He got here already. I'm not even gonna use the expendable, man. Roar. Charge reflect is a thing, but it's not that bad. If it's just one casualty, we can definitely absorb it. Oh, he's stuck. I forgot about him. Roar. Yeah. I'm sorry. Got him stuck. Run to the forest. Miasma is gonna boost the morale, and then he's not gonna rout. Oh no, that's okay. Not the end of the world. We already won it over here. Move forward. Can we get a duel? Because that will be a personal mission. He has good items. Want that Confederate. Oh, he bounced back. The fort, he ran to the trees, I bet. Yeah, the second he got into the trees, the morale bumped up and he recovered. But he's definitely tired, which I think is the key reason why we're sluggish. Yeah, a little bit tired. Alright, we'll still charge though. He doesn't want to duel us, but he's like not letting our general go. Poor guys. You guys came to the wrong place. It's a different definition of human wave, but it's effective. Make sure they run. Celebrate! General's left? Okay, we'll let him go, because we want his items. It's a Confederate. Alrighty. We have a small machete with us. I should equip him with the stone axe. Once again, 0 loss, which I don't know, shouldn't be 0. The elephant doesn't count, I guess. We lost the elephant. Not a human casualty, I guess. We will just take up money. Alright, we probably should have mopped up the field a little bit more. Ahonan got confederated, that was quick. We captured a general. Foreign visitor, we gain adept. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, we'll give him to our general. Let's see. Shield wall. We don't have anything with that can get shield wall, so that's kind of a waste. This is our general. Black market investigation. That's a very nice one. Wait. What happened to our black market? Because we don't have the actual settlement. Right, we don't have an actual settlement to use assignments. This is all foreign assignments. But we're gonna keep him. That's a very useful one. That one will boost income. Alright, let's get ourselves another faction. We can just okay, I don't like the casualty count, but yeah, most of them just ran away at the beginning, so we didn't actually kill them. We just routed them right at when they came in. Anyways, we'll delegate. Save some time. Get ourselves another ritual, and we'll just confederate. That way, Dongtuna will join us. Ritual of the fish. This one, I don't know. You can maybe do this a couple times just to get the population up, but 4 turns of this is only 48k. It's not a lot. Alright, more health. We're gonna switch to a funnier weapon. Let's go Stone Axe. Upgrade that. Still no assignments. We picked up a bunch of generals, so he has a nice Cave Lord item, not weapon. Night Battle. We got another Night Battle general. Who has better traits? Ooh, he can be a Cave Lord. He can be a good Cave Lord. Why don't you take this? He's probably the wife. Probably wife of Dong Tuna. Depends on if you want to be a nice family guy or not. Actually, her item is better for Cave Lords at this point, because we're not going to get much peasant. I'm going to get rid of everything, re-equip them next turn. Beats all the shuffling we can do. I mean, we're going to keep him. I think Night Battle is just generally great. We don't have another mission for rituals at this point. We could upgrade Tea House to level 4. I think I want to get this to 3 just to get the 6 units of retinue, or 7 units of retinue first. Alright, we have Growing Pride because now we actually have, well, we beat an army, but we actually should get 6 points from the rituals next turn, starting next turn. That's what we want. We want ourselves a settlement. Alright, let's continue. But unfortunately, Meng Huo decides to declare war on us right after he takes care of Ah Huinan. Makes sense. And Zhangko declares war on us. Okay. So I feel like we should just cancel the construction and let Meng Huo take it. Ritual of Mount Emei. Oh, the sacred mountain of Emei is one of the most spiritually charged places in all of China. It is said the mystical Zuoci discovered the Book of Concealing Method here. From the mountain's peak, great energy can be harnessed, energy that can be summoned. Our enemies will tremble at power. Okay, is Emeishan nearby? Do they have it marked on the map? Like Shilian's marked? So for those of you who have read wuxia or martial arts novels from China, Emei is where you have the nuns, the tribe of nuns that practice martial art. It is a very spiritual Taoist mountain, and you still have a bunch of Taoist temple on top of the mountain today. It's both a spiritual and a tourist and a natural site. So I guess they are incorporating all sorts of local terrain with the myth involved. And we didn't even look at what the ritual was. Ritual of the Tigers, because I was so busy looking for mountains. Melee damage, restrict campaign movement range by 50%. Wow. Stand and fight? Like if we're purely holding defensively, this would be great. But aside from that, this really hinders your movement. Alright, so yeah, the strategy is now like we could probably give up this, not try to defend it, and go for Zhangko, or just ignore Zhangko completely and take out Meng Huo first. Both don't seem that nice, to be honest. Oh, did we know that Nanman lands offer us minus 20% construction cost and minus 1 construction time? Never thought to hover. Yeah, this is the Miasma bonus. This is for the Han. Non-Nanman comes into battle always fatigued or tired, and it stays tired. It's tired capped. So even if they stand there, they're still tired. They also have minus 10 movement, minus 10 supplies. We have extra movement, extra chance of ambush, and extra chance to avoid ambush. And then it unlocks the ability of Dense Jungle, which is the Miasma ability that we used. So perhaps that's the reason why Shamohe doesn't have it, because Wulin doesn't have that symbol on it. Interesting. I think we turn around. I guess Duosi is not at war with us. He has a bigger army than I like to fight. We can beat it with elephants. I mean, it's not hard to beat things like vipers with elephants. Just walk over them. Alright, we're just going to ignore Meng Huo for now and take care of Zhangko. So let's just fight one more battle for this preview. We spent too much time walking around. Let's just fight. We get Night Battle, which also helps. Let's go. Alright, this is one of the new Nanman land settlements. I don't think we actually got to showcase this on any of our previews, but basically there's a lot of verticality, there's no walls, there are still towers inside, and the towers are pretty spread out. Like, they have them at the doors, they have them inside as well on different tiers. There's like a, you know, entryway to the higher tier doors. So there's a bunch of towers. It's not the easiest thing to take, in my opinion, but we can probably use our general well and take this without much trouble. And the top tier is very densely tower heavy because there's only 2 gaps to enter and they have 4 towers here. So this would be like a crossfire heaven for the defensive units to hold here. We're gonna try to pick them off. So our generals are low health. There's a lot of things working against us here. I'm hiding everyone just to trick the AI deployment a little bit farther back. He's our fastest guy, and I'm going to try to get him to capture a couple gates for us. That way we don't get shot up just trying to get there, because everything is pretty injured except for our elephant troops, which is going to be the carrying force here. Because even Mulu is not really healthy. I'll try to dodge the arrows. He can zigzag. Oh my god. Is Duosi here just really? You gotta be like that, my friend? I'm gonna take this gate if I can. The interesting thing is they're going outside to protect the gate, which is strange. But they're not gonna give us a break, are they? Let me capture one. Doesn't matter which one. Just leave me alone for a little bit. There we go. Seems like they can get tricked outside, which is strange because usually you can't do that. Which makes me wonder if I show up, would they stay outside? Capture, capture, capture. Come on, it's so slow. Still not ours yet. Lights up, there we go. I'm gonna take as many as we can. What, poison vipers hiding? Doesn't matter, they're not gonna shoot generals. Yeah, they're gonna stay outside, the generals. Hold on, that means we can murder them. Right? If they charge out at us beyond tower range, whichever, yeah, it's not that far, we can technically murder them, can't we? The question is, will they leave tower range? Anyhow, we're doing our capture thing over here. Oh, all their units are coming out. If they come out, we just go capture the middle. Oh, did they keep a unit inside? I'm not sure. We didn't count how many units they have before we entered, but one sneaky general can do a lot. We have this? Yes, we do. On to the next one. All your gates are mine. We're gonna get hit a couple times here. There's no one here. But this doesn't win. This is only morale, I believe, because it's not a city or a small city. Oh, it's also blocked. Never mind. We'll just capture the outer ring. Which might be excessive given that they're coming at us. Alright, we're gonna clear out some of those blow darts. They're in range. As in, they're out of protection of the towers. Charge our men forward. Generals first. Expendable troops on this flank. And the elephants mowing through. The vipers were invisible. Charge in. Wow, the vipers shoot really fast. What do you know? I'm gonna roar. We're gonna hammer and envoy them a little bit. He's kind of useless at this point. We're just not using him. Let's roar again. Alright, we're gonna go where the towers are hitting. Elephants, come on, clean them out. Clean out the infantry. The generals we'll deal with later. Towers hitting us. But we got no choice, we gotta clean that up. Okay, elephants. He's getting chased. Leave us. Maybe we can have elephant kill Duosi. They kill her. We chase them down. Can you come here, capture this for us, please? They're married. When we kill one, the other is gonna be really mad at us. Can we demoralize him to the point where he escapes? Actually, she's easier to deal with. Alright, we're gonna sacrifice some of our elephant's health. We need to clean the units out so the generals feel like they're what do you call it? Outnumbered. Right. Mow through. Come on, mow through. Alright, we got her to rout. That's good. That's what we want. We don't actually want to kill her. He's not in range. He just got out of range. Hey, you made it! How's the view inside? Took a circular trip. Oh, they wiped him out. Okay. Elephant's turn. I'm impressed with the dart's firing speed, or at least the visual of it. Feels like they have a lot of firing speed. Come on, get in control of it. Turn it down, turn it off, turn it off. There we go, it's off. Alright, I don't know how we're dealing with Duosi, but hopefully the girl isn't coming back. Oh. Hopefully the girl isn't coming back. I'm gonna hit her a couple times, convince her to leave. Come on, get her. Oh, she's routing. Stop killing her. Stop killing her. You come use your ability on him. Roar. Just take his shield off. Or armor. Chase after him. Alright, there we go. Tough win, but we got through. Alrighty. So, let's Confederate. And we have the next mission after getting the 4 settlements. Got some money, telling us to Confederate all the tribes. We got Duosi Confederated. Wonder if we still have his bow before he sold it for his wife. See, he doesn't have Meng Li, which is the wife's name. So, but the bow is gone. So I think Zhangko just gets it at the beginning for the AI factions. And we're not going to waste too much time looking at these. Some of them are going to be pretty random, other than Duosi. We're going to end our preview session here. So obviously we have... Who? A different Luzhi. Okay, I was like, what? I mean, Zhufu died, but like it's not the other Luzhi, because that would be really weird. But anyhow, the preview is going to end here. We are pretty much animal focused. The ritual mechanic is pretty interesting. I haven't seen all of them yet, but you do get a cycle through them, and it does take a while for you to build up your pride early on, but eventually you will get there, and you'll be able to transition to much more powerful bonuses in the late game. And that's pretty much it. Let's go hop into the 194 start just to see the main differences.
大王，天下已大祸临头， 百姓举步维艰，众部族之中，唯有您有如此实力和智慧来团结众族，力挽狂澜。然，成功之人必须冷酷果决。近邻的交趾部落野蛮不堪，需一统之。他们若不愿降，便毁去他们的一切。该当展现您的实力了。此外，世谢已经牢牢把持大片南境疆土，吾等绝不能容忍汉庭的边境重臣继续在此地为所欲为。然他实力强大，您需对己方实力胸有成竹，方可与他正面对峙。朵斯大王是附近部落的首领，他软弱无能，已无力自保。如您有意，何不在向更强大的敌人进攻前，先将他的领土纳入治下？大王，我等族人与林中猛兽皆为您马首是瞻，请您率众一统南境，亦让践踏吾等家园的宵小之辈尝尝尖牙利爪的威力。
Alrighty, so the difference seems very minor. Very, very minor for us. Probably the most minor of all, because if we take a look, I guess it's similar. We did control Jiaozhi, but okay, so another issue I have. The advisor dialogue isn't reflective of conditions. She's using the same 190 dialogue, explaining to us about Jiaozhi needs to be taken, but we already have it. That's why I was confused. So it is similar. We do start out with the land that we get on turn 1, and then our enemies still don't tuna. So basically they set up that war for us already. In terms of diplomacy, we're still friends with Ah Huinan, just a slightly different opponent at the beginning. And I guess we can trade with Yang Feng right away. Yep. How much does he like us? 0.5. Much more manageable. We paid 3 for that trade deal. I was kind of regretting that. Aside from that, let's see. We get even less generals. Wow. Same item. Same starting item here as well. We have a completely different general. We have a Vanguard. What happened to Li Bao? I like that guy. Very useful. And then the night battle that we got was very helpful as well, but... Huh. And we're alone in this army. Why do I feel weaker? And the enemy around us are stronger because Shi Hui already controlled all of this area, and he also has his brother as the independent vassal faction down here in Jiuzhen. Yeah, so we are in a tough spot for sure. And we don't have any rituals, and we don't have any points that we probably could have stashed up quite a bit. And the age definitely moves up, so we're 25 now. Yeah, so I don't know. Unless you like the distribution of factions on the map during the 194, which I know some people do prefer because the map is slightly more accurate, even though I would argue a lot of wrong things are still wrong. Like, Du Fu shouldn't even be alive at this point, but we know he's here. But overall, I feel like maybe the base game experience for all the factions of the Nanman tribes are similar and probably better to go for the 190 start. It's nice that they're playable in 194, but I don't think it's better in any sense. But regardless, this will wrap up our faction previews for all the new additions to the game. What we're going to do tomorrow, the day before launch, is I'm going to do 3 more such faction previews. And we're going to visit Liu Bei in the 182 campaign, where we will check out if any of the bug fixes on 1.6 is applied well for his faction there. We did get to play him on the channel on 182, but we did experience quite a few bugs in terms of getting Pingyuan early on. And we did see the faction get changed up quite a bit through the patch notes. So it's nice to kind of explore these big 3 factions in the 3 existing timelines for the chapter packs. So 182 for Liu Bei will be first. And then we'll play 190 Sun Jian just to get a look at the south. See how he interact with some of the factions in the south. Because the expansion is going to be slightly more difficult. Because Wu Lin's now controlled by Sha Mo Ke, who might likely expand out as the AI. Because so far we've only been looking at the Nanman factions as players, and we can kind of see how they would act when they're playing them as the AI faction. and then we'll play 194 Cao Cao. Not really for the interaction between the Nanman factions or looking at certain bugs, but just to maybe get a good look at some of the gates, because we are closer to them as the 194 Cao Cao, and there's a ton of cool characters in his faction for that start. And since we already used up the 2 other timing starts for Liu Bei and Sun Jian, Cao Cao stuck with 194. So that's our plan for everything before the launch date. I will be posting a poll for our starting Let's Play for launch day for the new DLC on the channel right after this video is live, and hopefully you guys can vote on that and determine who will play for a full campaign. And the vote options will be the new factions that are added in this DLC. Since it is new, we might as well start with a new one, even though I really do want to revisit some of the old ones as well with this massive change in the update. So hope you guys enjoyed all these new faction preview videos, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!